let's talk about that. I know that this is, the main thing that you're being asked about, but not getting your contract renewed with WWE around that WrestleMania time period and that ending. I know that it must be something bittersweet that is hard. I mean, clearly, I feel like you're handling it amazingly, but at the end of the day, it is a chapter of your life that you had gotten used to for so many years, and that comes to a close. How did you feel when you found out or that they told you that they weren't going to be renewing your contract?
Yeah, I felt so many things. Like, well, for one, just grateful, like I've been saying, and then also like hopeful for the future because I'm like, okay, now I get to like go out and kick ass and do me again. Like I'm not gonna be sitting at home. I get to go balls to the walls as often and as much as I want. So yeah, I was just excited to get out there again, but then also, sad that that chapter of my career is over just because like, I loved being in that locker room and there's just something like so powerful to be able to call yourself a WWE superstar. So to not be able to say that anymore, it hurts a little bit, but I just try to remind myself that, I did do it and, now I'm just going to kick ass and do me.
Did you see it coming at all? Like, did you have any expectation that it might be coming? Any red flags?
I mean, yes and no, because like, with me, it's my contract was coming up. So like, I knew like it was either going to get renewed or it wasn't. And I didn't have much to show for that year because, I was gone from injury for 10 months and then had a little bit at NXT and then I was off TV for another 2 months. So I I was like, man, if I'm going to renegotiate a contract, like I don't really have much to show for. I don't know if I could just go back and say, hey, like, remember when I was in War Games like almost 2 years ago? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's hard. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Like, I thought that, like, coming back from such an intense injury and killing it and coming back better, that, like, that would be some leverage to get me another contract. But also, part of me was like, yeah, I don't have much to show for. Maybe they won't renew me.
And when you start thinking that way, I mean, it's hard, this is a kind of a complicated question, but were you okay with that? Were you okay with the idea that, hey, this may come to an end, but I'm gonna be okay? Or was it one of those situations where you're like, God, like, please don't let it end? Or did you know you were gonna be okay?
I knew that I would be okay. So, to be honest, I was tussling with the decision to even resign just because I wasn't doing anything and I wasn't happy with not doing anything. I wasn't happy with staying at home. I wanted to get out there and do what I love. And like I had multiple conversations with really good friends and my husband, and I was like, well, what if they offer me something and I just don't accept it? What if I tell them, like, I had this whole speech planned of like going to Hunter and saying like, hey Hunter, I love working for WWE so much, but I don't know that I'm going to get the opportunity to prove that I can be a main player here. Maybe like you let me go when my contract ends, and then if I absolutely kill it, you offer me that same contract that you're offering me right now in 6 months. But obviously that never came because we never went into negotiations. They just told me that they weren't renewing my contract. But honestly, all of that was going through my head, and I was like, I don't think that I'm gonna have the balls to say that just because like I didn't know that I didn't know that if I could take that risk. So them not renewing my contract made that hard decision for me. Um, yeah, so in a way, I'm like, I'm grateful that they didn't renew it, because now I am going out there and I'm getting to show who I am, rebuilding my confidence, and, you know, being Shotzi Blackheart, the ballsy badass again.